Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to sip on something nice and boozy as we talk trash and pass opinions on our favorite reality shows and the brave men and women who sign up to keep us entertained. I'm Tiara, and this is the Afterwine. Okay, so we're back talking about Ultimatum episodes 5 and 6. First impressions. God, a lot happened, a lot to say. Obviously, mainly with Killian, Ashley, Haley, and Blake. Lots and lots to say. How messy was this episode? I would say it was super, super messy. So plot twists. I will admit, obviously in the last episode we saw the beginning of this text saga. I did not expect the text to be so bad. I honestly, wow. Those texts are shocking. I'm actually quite surprised that Haley didn't pull out of the whole experiment, or that the producers didn't I don't know. That just felt very much like that felt dangerous. That was a very disgusting conversation. I don't want to hear people ever defend that kind of stuff as locker room talk. It's not. It's gross. I think it's very telling about Killian. And we'll get more into, Killian, David, Blake, all the misogyny that is running rampant in this season. There's just so much. There's just way too much. Where did they find these men? And can they return them there, please? So who would I give a hot slap to? Who would I fight on the street? Killian, obviously, for those disgusting texts and how he kind of seems to feel like because he wasn't really participating that, he's not at fault. But the fact that your friends feel comfortable saying that kind of stuff to you, commenting on Haley's body, commenting on her sexually as well as comparing her to Ashley, that's clearly the kind of stuff you're into. That's clearly the kind of person you are. And I think it's just very telling about Killian and his personality, and we can kind of see where his relationship with Haley has gone wrong. Not Haley, Ashley, goodness. David, I just think David keeps being really misogynistic as well. His conversations with Monica about, she can't have a childhood friend who's male because he doesn't like it, and as a partner, that's what he doesn't like, she must respect that. No. No, he's super, super controlling. I think there's one point where someone is making a comment about Ashley and something she talks about. And I think the general gist of it is that they don't think she's very smart, but it's interesting that a girl knew those things. What does that mean? Seriously, where do they find these men at? For real. Who needs a bear hug this episode? Definitely Haley, Ashley. I definitely think they both need a hug. They are both in relationships with just toxic men. And I think they probably had the worst experience throughout all of this, just because there was so much overlap, so much back and forth, so much messiness. God, who knows what it could have been like if things had gone differently. Next category, read you wrong. Who took me by surprise? Who did I read wrong? I kind of want to say I felt like I read Blake wrong. At the beginning, I just thought to myself, this man, well, actually, no, I didn't read him wrong. He just actually proved me right. He's not into Haley. That's why he can't give her what she wants, and he has no interest in giving her what she wants. Because all she wants, he gives to Ashley very easily, very openly. So, he just doesn't like her. Ashley, yes, Ashley, oh my God, let me get into that. This is when I'm starting to think that I definitely misjudged Ashley completely. You can see, I feel, in some ways that she knows her relationship is toxic. Her parents don't like him for her. He's cheated, among other things. Blake has tried to put it across to her. All the ladies are putting it across to her. This relationship is not healthy, darling. You need to leave. You deserve better. And I can see in her face that she kind of gets it, but doesn't really, because she keeps defending him. She's constantly defending Killian and trying to take ownership of what he's done. And it just makes me wonder, is this the dynamic in the relationship? Is she doing this because, it's something she's used to? I don't know. At the same time, I kind of feel like her mask has fallen off. Moving into the next category, mask off. Her interactions with Blake about what Killian did or didn't do, or what Killian said or didn't say, she's very much turning it on him. Now he's explaining to her, no, I didn't lie about what I said. This is what I said. And, you did this. And she's now comparing him to Killian and saying, I hate when Killian does this. It's I don't know. That relationship is clearly over now. It is clearly much over because, much over, is that even good English? Anyway. something stinks. What was some bullshit, or who said it, just some nonsense? Again, just David, Blake, Killian. Pretty much feel every time they open their mouths, I just cringe. I just ugh. Ugh. Who's hooked up? So we haven't seen any definitive hookups, but in my personal opinion, Monica and David definitely hooked up. I definitely believe that Ashley and Blake have done something. We'll find out going forward, but that's definitely the two couples I think have hooked up or do want to hook up. We were rooting for you. Who's disappointed me and why? Again, Ashley and Haley, I really like them. But I mean, I don't know, the situation, the way it's being handled, it's so unbelievably messy. Had to cover my eyes, cringe moments. For me, it was at the table after the trials when Ashley's pulling out the white woman tears and calling people manipulative while she has absolutely no water leaking out of her eyes while she's crying. Like, it's giving white girl scared, and it's terrible. You know, I do love that, you know, when she said she didn't say that, Haley asked her, so what did you say? And she had nothing to respond to that. So yeah, liking Ashley a little bit less and less and less as things go on. Next category, get on the couch, please. Who needs therapy? Everybody. Okay, let me just go down the list of all the ways. Killian needs a lot of help. Okay, Killian, he's clearly very toxic, got problems, he needs help. Ashley needs therapy to figure out why she's stuck around in this poor relationship for so long. Haley and Blake should not be together, and they need therapy to figure out why they ever thought that they could be and why they've pushed it this far for this long. Just need therapy. Casey needs therapy to figure out why she's accepting 3 fucking promise rings from David and absolutely nothing else, just the bare minimum. I feel bad for my girl. Luke, same thing, self-esteem buddy. Monica is not into you. I'm gonna keep saying this. She's not into you. She's settling for you, and I think you know that, and you just kind of need to get yourself out. David and this whole thing about how he can't open up and yet he opens up to Monica. It's all not sitting right with me. I think there's someone I forgot, but oh well. Let me just have a look-see. No. I think that's it. Next category. Ho, why is you here? Who shouldn't be here and why? I'm just gonna, my main answer is Blake and Haley. I just do not think they're compatible at all. I think all they really do is kind of like self-destruct or just destroy each other. I just think it's one of those things where, like, if it's so hard so early on, it's probably not the right fit. It's probably not for you. It's best for you guys to just go your separate ways. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really want them to break up. I'm not gonna deny that. I want them to break up. Blame it on the edit. Who is gonna blame it on the edit? David, Blake, Killian, Ashley, probably Haley. I think all those people are gonna blame it on the edit. I think Monica, if she gets pressed in some of her comments, will also blame it on the edit. Again, this is just a mess of a cast. Like, this season is so messy. We're not even into all the postseason drama yet. So many things have been coming out. So we'll get into that in the final episode of this series of episodes about Ultimatum, and Steph will be back. Tune in for that. So double take, do you have a doppelganger? Yes. So I've been saying Haley kind of gives Arena from Love is Blind, but her dad, whose dad looks like Howie Mandel? Someone's dad looks like Howie Mandel. Whose dad was it? Monica's dad. Her dad looks like Howie Mandel. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. I just love to see a little doppelganger moment. Lesson learned, lesson to take from this episode. I think, like I said, the main lesson is if it's really hard so early on, just cut your losses. You know what I mean? I think the other lesson is not to fall into the whole trap of sunken cost fallacy. Like, you don't have to stick in a relationship just because you've been there the whole time. You don't have to stick it out. If it's not working, it's not working. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in moving on. I just feel like a lot of people here were forcing situations. That's really the vibe that I got. So yeah, I mean, obviously, if people weren't dysfunctional and delusional, we wouldn't have this show. And I do understand that love can be very intoxicating. You know, you can fall into magical thinking, and you can think things will work out and that they're gonna work out even though they're probably not. So I think everybody here is kind of doing some magical thinking. I really, honestly, don't think anyone should get engaged at the end of this. I think that would be a mistake. And I cannot see any of these people actually being happy after this. But anyway, let's see what else I wrote down in my notes that I might want to cover. Yeah, I thought it was interesting that Ashley's parents don't like Blake. I think that's very telling about what's going on in their relationship, and it gives more insight into why her dad took his blessing back. I'm definitely with him the more and more I see of Killian. You know, Blake cringes me out a lot, honestly. Everything he does is so cringy. I don't know. The conversation about it ends with us, that was oof, that was a hard. David, his flags are like deep red. He likes his women more submissive. Ugh, gross. Casey saying she would name her kid Clitoris. Fun little moment of brevity there. I love that. I totally love that. Ashley admitting that Killian does yell at her and calls her names and all these things. Further proof it's such a toxic relationship. At the guys' night, anything else? Yeah, Killian definitely said what Haley said he said about. I personally thought actually that Killian was going to hook up with Haley from the beginning, because didn't he say at the end of one of the previous episodes that he's surprised they haven't kissed yet? So I feel like it's not really a long or a high jump from there to, yeah, if you weren't so modest or whatever, we would have fucked, or whatever it is he said, that disgusting thing he said. And you know he said it because he doesn't deny it. He says, do I sound like I would say that to her? I do speak like that at times, but I didn't. Maybe I said something else and it was spun. Sir, you either said it or you don't. And if you didn't say it, that should be obvious. That should be clear. You should be able to say, no, I didn't say it. But he couldn't say that. So we know he said it. David asking, how's life with my woman? Oh my God. I just... I did find it weird that Ashley was trying to put the blame on Haley now for Killian's behavior by saying that Haley telling Killian about her sex life with Blake made him insecure or whatever. Like, what in the slut shaming is going on here? Haley is not responsible for Killian or his actions. That is a grown-ass man. Haley is like 23, Killian is like 30. Like, let's just get serious. Ashley, she's lost me a lot in the last 2 episodes. I do feel bad for her because she's obviously in a toxic relationship. I don't think she's ready to let go of this Killian dream she's holding on to. And so I think like she probably is lashing out because of that. But girl, don't take it out on us. Don't take it out on us. Yeah. Monica has surprised me in that she's very open to feedback. You know, she always takes what David has to say on board, or she at least hears him out. But she seems more into David than she ever was into Luke. So anyway. Oh yeah, Killian saying tick for tack. I was confused about Monica saying she's worried Luke won't change, because I'm still not entirely sure what changes she wants Luke to make. You know, he's just not a corporate rich guy or whatever it is she thinks she's looking for, and I think she should just accept that. In this episode we saw Blake basically shut off on Ashley. I think that whole thing is done. It's over. They both saw something in each other that they don't like, so it's done. Dead. I definitely felt like they turned on each other quite a bit. But overall, I felt like Casey and Luke had probably the best trial marriage and had a good bond, and I think they've come out of it looking the best. David and Monica, also positive. I'm just not rooting for either of them. I do love that Blake does back Haley when she says things, and he does stand up for her. I don't know. I just cannot wait for the reunion. I cannot wait to see Ashley, Blake, Killian, Haley, everybody on stage when they're confronted, and you know, hopefully they've all watched the episodes by then. So what are my predictions with the couples back together? I guess the predictions would be about who is getting engaged and who's not getting engaged. So my predictions are that Luke proposes and Monica says no. Killian won't propose, Blake won't propose, David won't propose. So excited to see how this turns out. See you in the next episode. Ta-ta. Chili.